my queen.
Kate, I just
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to call.
party.
I
The
just
teacher
was
there has
calling
not
to
let
say
the rest of us go to, even though according to Emily,
ignore me.
teacher
And
2, oh my god,
Nope.
Lucia,
Alex wants us
happens,
there.
we're all connected
Okay.
in some way,
Yeah.
and it may be the most
I am
What
currently
the
playing
shit?
Black Ops Call of Duty right now, and for some reason, like, I can just not make it past level 10 right now.
so amazing, and that's what I'm thinking about today. So I love you, and I will
Like, what
talk
the
to you.
fuck is this, amateur hour?
Hey, I'm sick. But, like, not even in, like, a consistent way. You know when you're sick and you're like, I have a cold. It's, like, cut and dry? No. I'm on my period, so just boo already. And, like, for the longest time, I never had cramps, and now I have cramps more often. Like, bad ones. I had, like, really bad cramps when I first started having my period, and then they kind of went away for, like, a number of years, and now they're back. And so, period cramps, boo, 1. Number 2, I am just feeling nauseous a lot all the time. I feel nauseous a lot all the time. Like, even on just, like, a normal basis, I would say that, like, I have severe waves of nausea where I need to, like, talk myself out of, like, vomiting at, like, once a week. At least. Whether it's on the train, it's in the morning, like, it happens to me so often. Talking about it out loud, I'm like, maybe I should get that checked out. Last thing is, like, my lovely friend Devin, who I've been hanging out with, is sick. She's got a runny nose, a little sniffle. So that's creeping in. So that's what we're dealing with right now. I feel like shit, okay? I feel like dookie. I feel bad, okay? Anyways, so notes on last episode. I have a singular note on last episode, and it is my tangent. I went on a tangent about death in talking about 2025 and what kind of year that was for me, like, and I talked about the passing of my grandmother, and it was more serious. It's something I don't really talk about that often, like, something I don't talk that often about on here, duh, but also just, like, generally speaking, like, I think that death is, it's just complicated. There's so many things to consider, and it was a rather serious moment in the app. I'm just, like, really worried about saying the wrong thing, just, like, generally. I'm just, like, very concerned that I will say something or I said something that will rub people the wrong way or will make me sound tone deaf or like I don't care or anything like that. Like, in rewatching the episode and, like, editing, I was like, wow, I said so many times, like, I know she loved me, but, like, I never said, like, oh, I loved her. And I can kind of, like, say to you now, like, and you'd be like, I love her. I don't even really think I knew her. That makes sense. This grandmother who passed was my last living grandparent. And before that, the last time I had more than just her was when I was, like, 12. My dad's parents both passed when I was young. One of them when I was, like, literally a toddler. And then the other one when I was, like, 7 or 8. So I don't really have strong recollections or memories with them either. And in regards to this grandmother, who I was speaking of, I did have some, like, stronger, like, nostalgic childhood moments with her. But not that many. I didn't spend a lot of time with her when I was younger. And then I got older, and we spent even less time together. I don't even know how to, like, tie this into a bow. Like, that's how I'm feeling right now. I'm like, I don't know how to talk about this without sounding like an asshole. And that's not the place it's coming from. It's really coming from a place of honesty. Like, I think I love this woman in theory, but it's really easy for that to get, like, lost behind the fact that, like, she didn't really like me. And she had no problem telling me that. She didn't like my beliefs. I think that as I got older, it kind of dawned on me this reality of, like, she didn't really want to talk to me because she was so afraid of discovering that I was a person she had always feared I would become. Like, all of my years of education and Pennsylvania and fucking liberal arts bullshit turned me into something that she didn't want. Like, that wasn't her intention. And I could also be reading a lot into it because I don't know how she felt. Because we didn't talk ever. our like bi-yearly calls, we would talk for like a minute. And half the conversation was about the weather. I don't know. I don't know. I just didn't feel like I left it on a good place there. I was like, I just need to have a moment with this and explain this, and then I just need us to move on. And now that I've like had the time to rewatch it and all that shit, I'm just kind of like, okay, how do I feel? And I don't know how I feel. And I kind of wonder if other people can identify with this. Like, I know I'm not the only person who has family who doesn't really like them because of their identity. And then they die, and then you don't know how to feel. It's sad. Like I said that last episode, I was like, I felt so bad for my mom. Because it was so obviously just like such a difficult loss for her. Like, losing your mom, like, even if they had a complicated, tried relationship, like, that's hard. And again, I didn't have a very strong relationship with my grandmother. My mom did, especially like near the end of her life. Like, she became like a caretaker of my grandmother. And again, like, I didn't live with my mom, so I didn't even really observe that to its full extent. Like, death is sad, and people dying is difficult. And there is no but or and or anything. Like, it's just kind of like, people die, and then it's complicated. And that's how I feel in regards to this. And then it was complicated. And it still is. Fucking whatever. Okay. How long did I talk about that? Oh, just a good old 9 minutes. Probably cut all of that out. Okay, what did I say last episode? I said that I was going to do New Year's resolutions. And bitches, I'm going to fucking stick to my word. So some of them are lighter and some of them are less light. First thing, I want to stretch in the mornings. I used to be so flexible. When I was dancing all the time, I was so flexible, and it's just like, it feels so good when your body is like able and capable to do that. So I need to stretch more. Fucking hell, bro. I'm sorry about all the yawning. This is my caffeine. It's melting because I'm not drinking it because my stomach hurts and coffee makes it worse. But I'm a caffeine addict. So I need coffee to function. And I can't drink it because it's like, vomit, be awake. That one is so quick. I want to stretch more because it's so good for your body, and I love the way it makes me feel. And I miss being flexible, and I miss like having that kind of mobility. Like, even if I'm not dancing all the time, like, I don't need to be like perfect splits, but I would like to have better mobility more consistently. Like, I have good mobility. I literally just need to stretch. I just don't stretch that often because I'm lazy sometimes. Because I get tired. Next thing. And this is a New Year's resolution I literally swear to God I have every single fucking year. But I want to read more this year. And I had this New Year's resolution last year, and I would actually say I achieved it. I read more than I read the previous year. And so that's my goal for this year, is, again, just to read more than the previous year. Even if it's by a singular book, a singular fucking chapter. Like, I don't give a fuck. I want to read more because it's good for you and your brain, and it helps you be smarter and expand your vocab, and reading is good for you. It's like brain food. It helps you like think, read, like learn, read. So I need to read more, and I think it is possible. Next thing, I need to buy more things that I want in the coming year in regards to like clothes. Like, I want to find my fashion, style, all of that. And I feel like I inch closer to it every single year. But I also think part of the puzzle is actually buying the shit that I think I want to wear. And I don't buy it half the time. Because I'm like, no, I don't need it. And I don't know. I just think that I should, like, I hoard money sometimes. And I don't mean hoard it, like, I don't have that much of it. But I think I said this last episode, but like, I protect it like it's gonna vanish. And it's not gonna do that, probably, hopefully. And also, like, money is meant to be spent. Is that insane for me to say? Like, I feel like money is meant to be spent. Like, what's the point of money if it just sits in a bank account? Why make money if you're not gonna spend it? And like, I do spend my money on my fucking like Con Ed bill. But, like, I don't spend all my money on my Con Ed bill. So I need to buy things that I want and that are more expensive than, like, $20. Like, if something's less than $20, I'm like, I'll splurge. But as soon as, like, $21, literally $20.50, I'm like, it's a lot. It's a lot of money, girl. And then I'll buy, like, a $7 coffee right after. Doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. I just need to buy clothes that make me feel confident. Like, when I find clothes that make me feel good or that excite me, I need to fucking purchase them. For nothing else than to, like, explore and learn something about myself. Because, like, maybe I'll buy it and I'll hate it. And I'll be like, fuck, okay, oh well. Maybe I'll buy it and I'll like it. Who knows? Okay, that was, like, level 1 of New Year's resolutions. Like, lighter, nicer. And now we're getting into, like, level 2 of New Year's resolutions. On the next level of the pyramid. I need to date more. And I also just need to have more fucking sex. Like, with love. I just need to date more. I need to have more sex in the new year. It is not that I wasn't having any of that in 2025, okay? I was. But, like, I was the queen of, like, no commitment, don't text me again, like, flirt with you and go. Like, I just, yeah. I don't have excuses. Just more like, yeah. I feel like that one can just be left there. I need to date more. Like, I need to date more people. I need to have more sex. I need to, frankly, just, like, mess around with that area. Like, I'm young. I need to have more fun in regards to that. I need to, like, work less. Like, I'm literally like, no, I can't date. I'm working. Girl, you're a creative. You, like, determine your schedule. You could make the time. But I'm like, working, sorry. So I need to date more. Next thing. And this is honestly more of, like, an affirmation than it is a fucking, like, resolution. But I'm including it. Fucking hell. Dude, I need, like, a yawn count. How many goddamn times can I fucking yawn in this episode? Jesus. So, next resolution. My body is the least interesting thing about me. That's the resolution. And like I said, manifestation, affirmation-esque. But also, I believe it to be true. I think that my body is the least interesting thing about me. My vessel is not nearly as interesting as my brain, as my mind, as my creativity, as my care for others, as my love and honesty and humor. Like, there's just so much more to me than my elbows and my thighs. Like, it's just not that interesting. I'm so much more interesting than my body. And my body is the least interesting thing about me. And I'm not saying that to be like, I think I'm ugly. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying it frankly doesn't matter because it's the least interesting thing about me. I think I'm sexy. Thank you. And so do other people, evidently. At the same time, it is the least interesting thing about me. It just is. And even then, I'm not saying it's not interesting. Like, my eyes, for example. I have very blue eyes. People comment on them literally all the time. Like, when I'm in public, roughly about, like, one person comments on it for every, like, 5 times I'm in public. And that's not an exaggeration. The amount of people who say shit to me about it is pretty expansive. I think my eyes are quite interesting. I mean, obviously people like to stare at them. They're still one of the least interesting things about me. Because my body is the least interesting thing about me. Okay, my last resolution that I wrote down at the top of the pyramid is I need to be kinder to myself when I make mistakes. I have a tendency to be rather harsh on myself. I'm gonna fuck up. I'm gonna make mistakes. Shit's gonna flop. Things are gonna be bad. That's normal. I love watching comedians because then you realize how, like, some of the jokes are funnier than others. And that's how I approach life. Like, some of my things will be better than others. Not everything will be a hit, okay? You're gonna have drafts and things that aren't maybe as good as other things. It's, like, normal. It's, like, fine. It's human. And so I need to stop, like, punishing myself for something that is okay. So I want to be kinder to myself in regard to making mistakes. And I'm not saying to be like, oh, I won't make mistakes. It's not a mistake. No. Something can be a mistake. You can be like, yeah, that was a mistake. However, it may just not be the end of the world. Who knows? Maybe I'll make some, like, really end of the world mistakes, and then we can revisit this topic then. But, like, not getting a part, or, like, forgetting to send in an audition tape, shit fucking happens. And that is that. There's no need to... Holy shit. Fuck, dude. There's no need to beat yourself up. There's just no need. So those are my New Year's resolutions. At least the ones I could think of as of fucking 25 minutes ago. Because I woke up early by accident because my stomach hurt. I tried to eat something because I didn't eat, like, anything yesterday because I felt so fucking nauseous. So I was like, I need to do something to distract me. And I was like, well, what better than work? Like, this is a job. Like, I'm not talking to myself. Anyways. Okay, topic number 2 is about Nathan Fielder and a couple things related to that. So the first thing is manifestation. Nathan Fielder is a freak genius. I love him so much. If you don't know who he is, you should Google him immediately. My sister's boyfriend introduced him to me. Thank you very much. I have now since binged all of his discography, and it's immaculate. And I love him, and I think he's fucking awesome. In his most recent show, The Rehearsal, basically what he does is he rehearses for real life. So, like, he hires actors to, like, help you rehearse all of the things in your life that are difficult. So if it's, like, a hard conversation with, like, a family member, he, like, hires an actor to play your brother or whatever. And then you guys go through all the possible ways that conversation can go. You rehearse for the conversation in, like, the setting with, like, all the other people. It's ingenious. And I think that The Rehearsal is, like, the most structured version of, like, manifestation. Like, you're literally, like, living as the person that you want to be, and you get to practice being the person you want to be. So when the time arises, you can put that person forth into the world. And I think that's kind of ingenious. I think it's kind of really smart. But that's what it reminded me of. My next thing is this. When you Google Nathan Fielder, there's going to be a thing that's like, Nathan is only slightly less awkward in person as he is on the TV show. I don't think that Nathan Fielder is awkward. I honestly just think that he's, like, honest and blunt, and, like, people just, like, aren't used to it. Like, he just doesn't conform to, like, societal, like, expectations of, like, politeness and, like, small talk. And that's why people call him awkward. I do think that some of it is, like, elevated on the show for, like, the sake of comedy. And then I think a lot of it, I'm like, I kind of think he's behaving normally. And he's just pointing out other people's behavior and how when we're not all pretending it's normal, it kind of seems a little bit odd and, like, performative. To boil that down, I think that he points out our social fears and all the things that we do to avoid perceived social consequences. All of the jokes and the smiles and ignoring gut feelings and, like, little worries because we're afraid to, like, rock the boat, to, like, cause issues in the social landscape. It all kind of comes back to this thing I was talking about a couple episodes ago where I was like, you can't treat life as a game. Like, moving a piece that's on a board. That's not what life is. Like, that's not what communicating and, like, crafting connection with other people is. There's no perfect thing you can say. It's not the point of it. I think that Nathan Fielder is challenging that, is being like, well, if you rehearsed, maybe you could say the perfect thing in one hand. And the other, I think that he's also proving that it's like, what if it doesn't matter? Like, what if as long as you get to your end result and you, like, are you, and you are a person, and you live through your intentions, like, what if that's enough? This reminded me of something else I consumed recently. I love Brittany Broski. I love her podcast. I think that she is so smart. And in one of her recent episodes, she said, and I quote, "I'm an entirely different person when you remove the need to be loved." That shit rocked me to my core, A. B, I think it really connects to this. When you're not constantly trying to be something for everybody else, when you're not constantly trying to be, like, palatable, digestible for the people around you, a whole new world of who you are kind of unfolds before you. when you no longer care about what these other people think about you. Like, you finally have the freedom to discover who you are. What are the things that you care about? And how do those things change when you have the security that you know nobody else is watching? When you know nobody else can see it? What do you care about then? When it's just you? I'm thinking about that a lot recently. And about the things that I care about. And how they're affected when I have an audience. And when I don't have an audience. That's kind of all I have to say on that. I think that it's just kind of interesting to think about. And then also I think that, like, comedians and these larger conversations of, like, thought and principle and philosophy is also just very intriguing. Like, these people are jokers, are made fools of themselves to the public. Like, when you Google them, that is what you will find, is all of the silly, crazy things that they have done. Dude. Yawn count. But when you get that out of the way, and you're like, here's something unserious that I did. Like, I feel like it opens up a gate to, like, allow you to think and speak in draft. Because it's like, well, you can think it's silly. Like, I am silly. But now that I know that you're not expecting me to be serious, I can be profound. And we can all accept the intelligence of this and have this conversation. Because I distracted you enough with my humor for you to, like, let go of your expectations of me. And now we can all just be open-minded. We can just think. Because you think I'm funny, and now you don't feel the need to take me seriously. So when I say something that is intelligent, you don't feel the need to like it. You get to choose whether or not it resonates with you. When somebody is, like, supposed to be smart, like, do you know what I mean? When somebody, like, has a degree and, like, they're a doctor and they're on, like, it's like a TED Talk, you feel the need to agree with them. It's like, well, it's a smart person. They're smart, therefore they're right, so I have to agree with them. And I think there's something super freeing about hearing it from people who, like, have none of those, like, societal reasons to trust them. Like, Nathan Fielder is a comedian. The majority of his, like, life's work is comedy, is funny, is kind of unserious to an extent. And yet, when you go into something with that in mind, being like, well, I can laugh, I can react, can do whatever I want. I don't need to like this. I don't need to find it funny. Like, there's something about being in that environment where someone's going to make a fool of themselves and knowing that you're an observer that, like, allows you to be open-minded. Correct me if I'm wrong, dude. I don't know if that made sense. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, topic number 3. I may be seeing people from my high school soon, and that, like, fucking freaks me the fuck out. I want to be so real. Like, I see some of my friends from high school. Like, I have great friends from high school. Like, my girls, love them to death, love them to pieces. But some of the other people, I don't see. And I don't see on purpose. I don't want to see you. We didn't get along in high school, or, like, you didn't like me that much, or I don't know. I was a very different person in high school. That's my thing about this. It's, like, so weird to go back into a space with people that have such a, they really think they know you. They've a strong image of who you are. And it's, like really inaccurate. I always feel like I go into spaces with people from my high school, and what I met with is, like, they expect who I was when I was, like, 15. 16. My senior year of high school, I think for the first time I actually started, like, challenging that for some of the people in my high school. It's like, wait a second, you're a person? I thought you were one note, and I could oversimplify you. And it's like, no, I'm a person. Yeah, sorry. But it's scary. Because at the same time, I'm always afraid I'm gonna, like, revert back to that girl. Like, the second I'll be in proximity to them, like, I will be that 15-year-old. And I'm not that 15-year-old. I don't really want to be that 15-year-old. But the second I'm with them, like, what if? At the same time, I'm like, well, you have control over that. Like, you're not that person. You couldn't be that girl if you tried. So, chill. But there are characteristics of that person that I'm afraid will peek through when I don't want them to. The 15-year-old version of me was rather angry and looking for validation everywhere. I don't want to be that girl. On the flip side, knowing that I'm not who I was when I was in high school, fucking senior year, sophomore year, or whatever, like, there's something also equally frightening about being like, okay, now I need to, like, be myself in front of these people who, like, don't know me. Being authentically you can be, like, kind of daunting, especially in front of people who, like, think they know what that is, and then maybe they don't as much. A. And B, you worry how that will be tainted by them. If it can be tainted by them. And if they'll like that person at all. To talk myself out of this, I don't care about what these people think of me. These people from my high school, they're not major players in my life. They're not people who care about me. So I have no reason to care about their opinions of me. So that shit doesn't matter. But it can still be scary. I don't know how any other college students feel when they, like, come home. I mean, it's how I felt last year. I was like, oh my God. Now I can see people from my high school. Yay. Except not really. Yawn count. God. Thing is, now I'm not even in college. So I don't want to have to explain that to people in my high school. I was saying this to my sister yesterday. My sister is about to graduate from college. She was like, God, because we had this huge fuck, there's something in my eye. Hold on. Fuck. I was having this conversation with my sister the other day. My sister is about to graduate from college. My family hosts this huge Christmas party where, like, we see all this extended family, and this is pretty much the only time a year that we see them. So they're always asking us questions. We're always asking them questions about, like, the grand schemes of their lives. So my sister's like, well, now that I've, like, graduated, basically, like, I'm going to go to this party, and everyone's just going to be asking me, like, what's next? What's next? What's next? And, like, God forbid a girl, like, relaxes. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, can I, like, take a break? I'm like, that's real as fuck. I was like, I honestly, like, I know that I'm going to go, and people are going to be like, okay, so, like, what's the plan? Like, you dropped out. Like, what's next? What's next? What's next? And I'm literally going to be like, dude, I spent all day, every day talking about my job. Like, I talk about my job and my career all the fucking time with people. Truly. It never goddamn stops. I'm constantly doing things for my job. I'm constantly talking about my job. Like, I do not need to be talking about my job on Christmas because I'm more interesting than my job. I love my job. And it is also, like, 98% of my personality. But that 2% is pretty fun. That isn't my job. So, I don't want to talk to people from my high school about my life. I don't owe you an explanation. I'm like, you don't need to get it. I get it. That's what's important. Dude, and those are my topics. I'm fucking exhausted. Again, I feel like trash. Yawn count. I think I've yawned like a gajillion times. Okay, my curiosity. Are chokers coming back? Like, not the ugly plastic ones, but like the cute, like, velvet ones. I kind of think they're coming back. Fashion-wise. Are they coming back? If they are, I wouldn't be mad at it. Just wondering. Pissing me off. The fact that I'm nauseous and my tummy hurts and I'm on my period. That's what's pissing me off. I feel like shit. That's literally all I have to say. I'm like, I feel like shit. If we could make that stop, that would be awesome. Thanks. And my joys, I guess. The sun is shining. It's a little bit warmer here today. It's kind of fucking beautiful. Not gonna lie. Love some sun. Love some vitamin D. Shout out Tally. Tally's such a sun girl. And then my final joy is my lovely friend Devi Poo. Devi! I love her to pieces. And I love being in New York because she's from New York. And so when she's not at college, she comes home to New York City. And who lives in New York City? Me. So we get to hang out. And I miss her all the time. We're soul sisters. We're Bluetooth connected. Same wavelength. All of that. And she's just like, I feel so authentically me around her. We just have no filter with each other. And I think that's epic. Dude, that's it. I'm fucking done. I feel like trash. How many times I feel like trash. How many times can I say that? Yawn count, I guess, is going to be like 7 or 8. Make it 8. Make it 8. Okay, I need to go get a haircut. Be good. Okay, bye. With my best friends,
Hi.
Kate and Devin. So of course I'm happy. I love them.